Hello friends, welcome back. In today's video session, we will be discussing on how does pharmaceutical product distribution takes place, what is the need of pharmaceutical distribution, how does the pharmaceutical sales force contribute in pharmaceutical distribution as a part of pharmaceutical marketing and promotional activities. We will also see how does pharmaceutical distribution takes place through various distribution channels. So let's begin. So before we actually start discussing on pharmaceutical distribution part, let's have a brief recap of marketing and brand promotion activity. How does it takes place? Here, if you see the deceased patient enters in doctor's chamber for consultation. After the diagnosis and consultation, doctors write a prescription to the patient which the patient takes to the pharmacy, that is a retail chemist shop, so that the patient can buy the prescribed medicines. Similarly, a pharmaceutical sales representative also visits to the listed doctor, promotes their brands and demands for the prescriptions. To ensure availability of all these brands which doctor might have agreed to prescribe, medical representative also visits to the nearby retail chemist shop, informs them about brands which are promoted to the doctor and which brands doctor have agreed to prescribe. The medical representative also mentions name and location of the pharmaceutical distributor from where the retail chemist can purchase the brands. Similarly, the medical representative also goes to the distributor to ensure availability of their company's brand, collects primary order and sends to the company so that company can dispatch required products to the said distributor. This is how pharmaceutical sales representative performs their role in marketing, promotion and distribution of their brands. Medical representatives should also promote all of their brands to the listed doctors depending upon potential of the doctor, get prescription from them and also should ensure availability of all their brands in the market. As we know that the pharmaceutical products are the chemical substances which are used for treatment or prevention of diseases. Since pharmaceutical products are chemical substances, these products must be purchased by the patients from a retail chemist shop only on the prescription given by the diagnosing doctor so that they can avoid side effects or poisoning because of wrong use of medicinal products. Thus, to ensure availability of the medicines on nearby retail chemist shop for the convenience of patient, distribution of pharmaceutical products plays a very important role. So let us understand what is distribution. So distribution is the process of making a product or service available for the consumer. Here, consumer are the patients or their relatives or business users, where the business users are the wholesalers and retailers who needs it from its manufacturer. Simply, distribution is a process of movement of product from its point of origin to the point of consumption. Thus, distribution of pharmaceutical product takes place by means of marketing channel, which are also known as a distribution channel. Marketing channel is the people, organization and activities which are necessary to transfer the ownership of goods from the point of its origin to the point of its consumption. Now the point of origin means the manufacturing unit, to the point of consumption means the distributor, retailers as well as the patients. Thus, distribution of pharmaceutical product takes place by means of distribution channel, wherein various channel members are involved, starting from company warehouse, CFAs, pharmaceutical distributors, that is the wholesalers and the retail chemists. Now let us understand what is the need of pharmaceutical distribution. As we know, pharmaceutical products are the life-saving products, we commonly call them as medicines, must be available for the treatment of disease conditions or prevention of disease conditions and sometimes for the well-being of patients. Thus, the need of medicines can occur at any point of time. Therefore, availability of the medicines in the market for the convenience of patients or even during emergency conditions is most important. Thus, distribution of pharmaceutical product is required for timely availability of the medicines in the market for treating the patients, for making medicines available at convenient place for patients, for maintaining integrity, quality or efficacy of the medicines. Since pharmaceutical products are chemical substances, Even some of the pharmaceutical products are prepared from microorganisms, etc. Therefore, they must be handled with care during its distribution process so that the efficacy of these medicines must be maintained. If the products are not properly distributed or if some damage happens to its packaging, efficacy of these medicines will get affected and even sometimes lost. Hence, distribution must follow all the handling and storage conditions until the product is consumed or purchased by the patients. Since for one molecule, hundreds of substitute brands are available in the market. If the prescription brand is not available, retail chemist can substitute with other brands and dispense it to the patients. Hence, to avoid this kind of a substitution of pharmaceutical products, a well-defined distribution is very important. Next is to avoid distribution of counterfeit or spurious medicines. If the pharmaceutical distribution channel is well defined and planned, chances of counterfeiting of medicines in the market can be prevented and thus quality products can be delivered to the deceased patients. A proper distribution is also made to have a better control on prices of medicinal products. Since all the channel members are shared with a predefined profit margin and medicines are sold by the authorized distributor and the retail chemist, therefore there will be no chance that prices will vary in different markets. Distribution also includes a function as a reverse logistics for products, money as well as the information. Sometimes due to no demand in the market, that is no prescription from the doctors, some products may get expired at retail chemist or wholesale distributor level. These reverse logistics collect all such breakage and expiry products from the market and return it back to the company. Similarly, reverse logistics also collects payments from the distributor as well as information from the market and can be distributed back to the company. We were talking about the counterfeit, that is the duplicate medicines availability in the market. Here you can see two images of counterfeit and original medicines. The counterfeit medicines are look alike in terms of packaging, color combination, labeling, etc. Hence, to avoid such counterfeiting of medicines and to ensure availability of original products, distribution plays a very important role. Now let us understand how is the distribution of pharmaceutical product takes place and what are the different marketing channels that are present in distribution network. The pharmaceutical company either have their own manufacturing plant or they may also get their products manufactured from other companies and then such manufactured products are brought in the company owned warehouse. From here actually the distribution process begins. The first distribution network is a three-level channel of distribution which starts from the company appointed CFAs. The CFAs means clearing and forwarding agency who purchases all the products from the company warehouse and supply those products to the pharmaceutical distributors which are located at distinct places from where the products get distributed to the retail chemist depending upon the demand in the market. So here the three channel members involved are CFAs, distributors and the retail chemist until the product reaches to the ultimate consumer. Three-level channel of distribution is in those companies whose volume of sales is very high and large number of products are promoted. The second distribution network is a two-level channel of distribution which starts from the pharmaceutical distributor. Here, the company do not have any CFAs, rather the company operates its distribution directly from its warehouse. Distributors directly purchases products from the company and supply medicines to the retail chemist depending upon the demand in the market. So here the two channel members involved are the distributor and retail chemist until the product reaches to the ultimate consumers. The third type of distribution is possible, which is also a two-level channel of distribution, particularly is seen in those companies who produces hospital products like saline, higher antibiotics or surgical products. The patient will purchase prescribed medicines only from the retail chemist or hospital pharmacies. But nowhere there is a chance of having a zero level distribution in pharmaceutical industry, that is patients cannot directly purchase from the company. Okay, now let us understand what are the functions of each channel members in distribution of pharmaceutical products. Starting with CFAs, who are primarily responsible for maintaining stock of companies' all products and forwarding these SKUs to the distributor on their purchase orders. Depending upon the volume of sales as well as volume of products, each pharma company may have at least 1 to 3 CFAs in each state. Say for example, in Maharashtra, one CFA will be at Mumbai, one at Pune and one may be at Nagpur so as to cover entire Maharashtra state. These CFAs do business in very large volume, hence the profit margin shared with them ranges between 2 to 6%. Normally, the account of each CFA is settled on yearly basis. One CFA may have distribution facility for only one to as many companies they can, depending upon their capacity and available distribution network facilities. CFAs distribute products to the distributors which are located at district town places. Now let us understand the role of distributor as a channel member in the distribution of pharmaceutical product. Pharmaceutical distributors, which are commonly called as the wholesalers, purchases required products in the bulk quantity from CFAs as per the need and distribute these products to the retail chemist located within the district town places only. A company can appoint minimum 2 distributors at each district place in each state so that they can cater to entire districts efficiently and also to reduce issues related to monopoly by any one distributor. Depending upon size of district place, market size, volume of business and volume of products, some pharma companies can also have as many as 15 to 20 distributors in some district places like Mumbai, Pune, etc. These distributors are given a profit margin of 6 to 10% that varies from company to company. Each pharmaceutical distributor can have minimum 5 to 6 companies distribution authority to a maximum of 40 to 50 companies. These distributors have to clear payments to the CFAs within 21 to 35 days of billing date of their purchase orders. Unless previous payments are cleared by the distributors, CFAs don't distribute products of further orders. Hence, one of the role of sales force is to make clear all the payments from each distributors within the specified time period. Suppose there is no demand or we can say no prescriptions for company's product, then there will be no secondary sales at distributor level. Hence, they will not make payment to the CFS. Hence, sales force must also have to work hard at doctor's level and chemist level to increase prescription and demand for products. Now let us understand the function of retail chemist. The retail chemist purchases medicinal products from the distributor in the smaller quantities depending upon the prescription flow from the doctors. The profit margin which is shared with the retail chemist ranges between 16 to 22% and normally the term of payment from retailers to the distributor ranges from 30 days to 3 months. Retail chemists have to sell, that is, dispense medicinal products to the patients only on the prescription of doctors. Another role of retail chemist is guiding, advising to the patients on usage and dosage of the medicines. Thus, honoring to the prescription of doctors, it depends upon availability of the products at chemist level. Hence, ensuring availability of the product at chemist level is another responsibility of pharmaceutical sales force. Now let us try to understand what are the challenges faced by pharmaceutical companies while distributing their products. As we have already discussed, if a particular company's product is not available in the market, there is a great chance that the prescription products will get substituted. That means some other company's brand of same molecule can be dispensed by the retail chemist to the patient. Therefore, one of the biggest challenge is to reduce risk of substitution, particularly in those companies who have their own research product, that is patented products. They must make sure that their products are made available at the stockist and most of the retail chemist shops in the market. Another biggest challenge faced by the pharmaceutical companies is making their products available at distributors and chemist level. Since there are hundreds of companies and thousands of brands of same molecule, in some cases same company have different divisions. Each division are having different brands of same molecules. Hence the competition is high, flow of products get affected, and hence availability becomes more difficult for the companies. Similarly, there is a competition between distributors for business. Retail chemists are enjoying this competition by delaying payment beyond payment terms to one distributor and then purchasing products from another distributor, and so on. Infiltration of product is another problem in the pharmaceutical distribution. That is, chemists are purchasing products from distributors of other district places. This will affect movement of products in some district places and also affects performance of sales force. The said slow movement of product in some markets may result in large amount of breakage and expiry and return of non-selling products from the market back to CFS. Handling of this breakage and expiry, issuing of credit notes to the distributor is again a tedious process. One more challenge faced by pharmaceutical companies is lack of storage condition facilities during distribution of the products from distributor to the retail chemist, which may sometimes affect the efficacy of products. Thus, designing an effective distribution network is important for better distribution and availability of the medicines for convenience of patients. Now we will try to understand what are responsibilities of pharma sales force towards distribution channel members. The first we will try to understand the responsibility of sales force towards CFAs. The first responsibility of pharma sales force towards CFA is generating the primary sales and timely sharing distributors requirement, that is primary orders with the CFAs. If the sharing is not done in time or properly, then there will be unnecessary pressure on CFAs to speed up the distribution, and also chances of loss of sales is possible. Follow up with CFAs and timely availability of the products to avoid loss of secondary sales. Third function is payment clearance from the wholesalers within the time period so that there will be continuity of supply of products from CFAs to the distributors, as well as there will be no clashes between CFAs and distributors for availability of the products. Next is minimizing the breakage and expiry from the wholesalers to the CFAs, as it is a loss to the company, as well as handling huge amount of breakage and expiry with distribution of regular products to the market, and by issuing credit notes and payment adjustment will become a very tedious process to the CFAs. Now we will see what are the responsibilities of pharma sales force towards the distributors. The first is generating secondary sales and stock liquidation at the stockist level so that payment clearance from the distributor will not have any issue, as well as there will be constant purchasing by wholesalers that will ensure availability of stocks in the market. The second responsibility is follow up with CFAs and timely availability of products at the distributor level so as to avoid loss of sales. The third responsibility of sales force towards the distributor is payment clearance from the retail chemist. This is possible only if there is a consistent demand, that is prescription flow from the doctors. If stocks are lying at chemist level, then chemist will not make payment to the distributor, as well as there will be a risk that chemist may return non-moving items back to the distributor, and it will be another loss to the company. The fourth function is minimizing the shortages, breakage and expiry and movement of all SKUs, and maintaining minimum closing stock at the distributor's level so that primary sales and target achievement will be easier for the sales force. Now we will try to understand what are the responsibilities of pharma sales force towards the retail chemist. The first responsibility is generation of prescriptions from doctors and then stock liquidation at the chemist level, which will boost up relationship and rapport building between medical representative and the chemist shop, which will help this medical representative to do personal order booking and also easy availability of the new products whenever company will be launching new products into the market. The second is follow up with the wholesalers and timely availability of products at retail chemist level so as to honor prescription of doctors and avoid loss of sales and reputation. The another responsibility of Salesforce is minimizing shortages, breakage and expiry, and movement of all SKUs and maintaining minimum stock at retailers level. Now we will see how is marketing and distribution of OTC products takes place. Over the counter, that is OTC products, are those medicinal products that may be sold directly to the consumers without a prescription from doctors. OTC products are not promoted to the doctors, rather they are promoted directly to the retail chemist, and products are made available at the retail chemist as like that of the normal distribution channel. Marketing and distribution of OTC products we will understand based on types of companies. Let us begin with those companies which are the market leaders. Their marketing strategy will always remain to have a market expansion, maintaining the current market share, advertising on multiple medias of advertisements like television channels, radio, newspapers, trade magazines, or even during national and international sports events like IPL. For example, you might have seen the advertisement which is made for Revital. Through advertisement, these companies work on pull strategy, that is creating demand from the customers. The second type of company is challenger. They works on discount or cut prices, providing better distribution services to the distributors and retailers, advertising heavily in trade magazines. Their marketing strategy focuses on constantly increasing range of products and reducing cost on purchase volume by giving benefits to the retailers. And third type of company is the followers. Followers are the small companies who have smaller volume of sales, works on push strategy based on price cuts, discounts, bonus offers, or gifts on purchase to retailers as well as to the consumers. So this is how pharmaceutical distribution takes place in Indian pharmaceutical industry. Hope the content of this video is useful to you. Don't forget to press the like button and share this video with your friends. Thank you and happy e-learning.